Hello, this is Gunnar and my colleagues Josh and Mike. Join us as we tackle and talk about all things business. We cover everything ranging from the stock market to local trends and events happening in certain areas throughout the nation. So stay tuned because you're listening to The Trident Talk. Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? We got Trident Trio with you guys. We got myself, gunnar.davis. We got here josh.killian, and we got michael.murphy here today.
What's happening?
I'm very excited to get us started. But today we're not gonna have questions going on. We've actually had throughout this week talked to individuals about getting into the stock market, and we're very excited to get that going. And obviously we have our little fun things towards the end. But how about you guys? You guys kind of excited for today?
I am. The stock market's one of those things that's very near and dear to my heart, I think.
I was going to say, I think we all have nothing but
respect.
I was going to say, we'll say respect is a very good word for it, for the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, to the fact that every day we went to college, that's all we talked about with William
Pretty much, yeah. Shout out to you, William, if you're watching this. Baka Boyo.
One of our financial professors.
Yes. So tonight's episode, or the topic of tonight's episode, it revolves around the idea of the stock market as well as getting started in investing. This actually arises from a question I personally got a couple days ago from an individual by the name of John Werner. John, thank you for your submission and question. And it goes a little bit along like this. Got a message. Hey man, I was going to say as an idea for your next video, you guys could talk about how to begin in investing and what to invest in, how to track the markets, etc. for those wanting to get busy investing. John, thank you for your question.
It's a good question.
Yeah,
I think that's.
Right, here you go.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good question because that's on a lot of people's mind. Because I think one of the first things that you think of when you think of the stock market is uncertainty and risk, and those are two very negative words at times. And so a lot of people are turned off immediately just by the term stock market because of those two things that it's associated with. So that's what we're going to tackle today. I don't know if you wanted to add something on that. I know I kind of cut you off. Sorry about that.
Well, just the other Kim, I was talking to her about it, and
I remember
it was just funny that throughout this week we've just been talking to multiple people, and hopefully we can kind of shed light about that, just because I know a lot of people are scared. Like, we've seen statistics about it. Not a lot of people are into it.
What was the statistic? Like, out of a group of 100 people, like 5 people knew even about the stock market?
So I wish I had them pulled up immediately here, but this was like as of a year ago. So I was doing some, the Fed records a lot of data that gets reported from the stock market so that you can look that up, and you can look up companies like on, I use Yahoo Insights, stuff like that, where they have all of that data directly linked to the federal government's website, so you can go on there and see what the Fed records for just like the share price of the company, the dividend yield of the company, how it fluctuates, maybe why it's a certain price, where they've come up with that on the board, stuff like that. And there was a majority of people that didn't even know what the stock market was or really like how it functioned. And I know that there's a little bit more in-depth conversation to be had there about how it functions, but just some people didn't even know what it was. And I think that it actually is a major thing that even if you're not investing in it and you're active in it, that you should still be able to read up on it and keep in track with it, because it's like the biggest business. It's just like the biggest business information center ever out there, because they're constant, like just simply looking at how a company's done even day to day will give you a good idea as to how they've done based off of their products from the past week, a few years, and maybe even where they're headed as a company, without even really, just the numbers alone, without even really having to go in depth into the company and like reading as to what they do.
Right. It's something important to know. I mean, I always knew about it, but I mean, until like college, I didn't really get into it, but it's just something we all should know about. I mean,
well, I'm sure you're glad you did, though, at least, because I think as long as you're investing like even $1, you're doing more than like 50% of people out there, which is pretty crazy to think, because the majority of the population goes check to check.
Let's say the crazy thing is that you say 50%, it's probably honestly
even more,
probably way more than that.
And it's not even just for business people. It's like
once
you get into it, you know things about just the world in general. Like just because it's a business doesn't mean it's just strictly business. It's about what we're living in today. So
yeah, and it starts to annoy me whenever that type of topic comes up, because not even the stock market in general or business in general, but finances I think is something that should be taught elementary, middle.
Yes.
Is you should start early, because whenever you start having those I can't even, what are they called in high school? It's just like
Personal finance.
finance
Personal
classes.
They don't do
finance.
you justice.
What was
And
that
you have
one
those
program?
junior year. That's at the point when you already have gotten a job. You've already maybe started having some bad spending habits, and it takes a while to get those unwound so you can rewind those,
Mhm.
into good habits. Not a lot of people, they have a hard time doing that. Not a lot of people start off strong, and I think having a good foundation where you can start off strong with the proper knowledge is critical whenever you're trying to be financially independent in this world. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the issue with today that most people can't, like, if your if your refrigerator goes out, most people today in our country can't afford to pay for that. And I think, that's just it's just sad to hear. And hopefully, like, if you learn about the stock market, I mean, obviously you might not make a whole bunch of money doing it, but it helps you learn how to use your money better. Just from going through the market.
I think it
like
builds
that.
good habits so that
Exactly.
like a lot of what I like to talk about. I feel like I'm stealing a lot of light here. It's
Go
just
for
it's
it.
close to my heart. But like when I talk about being financially free, I like the idea of being able to buy anything from a Happy Meal to being able to buy a couch to.
That actually kind of sounds good right now, honestly. I could use a Happy
Not
Meal
sponsored
right
by
now.
McDonald's,
I
but
haven't
we
had
would
a
take
Happy
it.
I haven't had a Happy Meal in a long time. But I like the idea of being able to buy something without thinking about how much it would cost first, or without thinking about how it would impact my debit, my credit, my cash, my wallet, however it would impact my finances, without having to think about how that would impact that. Being able to buy something, to me, that is considered being financially free.
Right.
Like,
got you.
when a Happy Meal is, I like, it might sound like a snob or whatever, but when it's like $6, that might not be a lot of people to some people, but that might also be a lot of money to some people. And I think being financially free is anyone being able to buy that without thinking that it costs $6.
Right.
Is what I'm getting at. And a lot of what you can do in the stock market can help you prepare to get to a point in which you can spend your money like that. I think.
Agreed.
So that's just my thought on a little bit of the subject.
I think one thing definitely worth noting about all of this is that it's not necessarily just tinkering with the stock market that will achieve financial freedom. There are many steps that lead up to even considering investing to begin with. So I think more importantly than just investing in the stock market, successful financial habits are what
Right,
start with
exactly.
that.
I think that kind of helps with it. Just to get you in the door kind of
Yeah,
thing.
well, investing as the term isn't even in relation to just stocks. It's investing is kind of like a front that you put up in hopes that you're going to create more of something in the long run.
Right.
So, and that could be for not even in money relations. That could be for any other, maybe daily habit that you're doing.
Could be the best investment, the one in yourself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Not even going to start with that.
Lamborghinis.
Here are my new garage.
Garage.
But with that, I think the first step in
Presentation.
investing, or the first step in actually building successful financial habits, step one, create a source of income. Get a job. I don't care if it's a minimum wage job, flipping burgers, or if it's working at Boeing, making over $100,000 a year. Get a source of income.
Or a lemonade stand. You're selling
Yeah.
stuff on eBay. Anything that has some sort of income coming
Yeah,
in,
Yes.
exactly.
I think.
Get money in your
Exactly.
hand.
Yeah, getting some form of...
Wait a second.
Wait
Do it legally.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Okay, dude, that's a very good
I didn't
point.
even- I wasn't-
That
I
is a
wasn't
very
even thinking about
excellent point.
Don't just go around doing bad things.
Get money in hand.
You gotta do it in a smart,
legal.
way. But yes, try to get money somehow coming in every
A
week,
Blackboard
every month.
animation that's like get money, and then it's like scratches out legally get money.
Just hear the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
Little carrot pops up before legal. Oh my god. With that being said, so obviously that's step one, creating some form of source of income.
I don't know. Thinking about like the first steps, like getting into investing. So like you're talking about get a steady job. I feel like you're heading to this next, but like, is it really steps to get into investing or steps to, what is it called? Now I'm blanking.
There's steps for successful habits, for financial.
To get
Financial
not financial freedom. Financial stability. There you go. That's, okay.
And
I don't know if you would call that I guess since we're trying to get to investing.
Yeah. With that, we're going to give you a whole semester of more than what you'll get in your personal finance class in the matter of 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Which, disclosure, we do not work for financial firms. Just want to put that out there. Unfortunately.
No.
Patent pending on that. But nevertheless, so let's say you go out and you get a job. You get a source of income, you get paid bi-weekly, you get a specific paycheck. What's next on the list?
I know it sounds great to go buy, like, you get your first paycheck, and even though you're like, man, I could just go spend this all on, like,
Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, new Call of Duty.
Came out, I pre-ordered.
But anything like that, like how Josh is doing, you probably don't want to do it that way.
The second thing you want to do, what I would recommend doing personally, or what I did, was I built an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund, ladies and gentlemen? Or, well, I'm looking at two lads. An emergency fund is where you take a specific, and I'm not saying put your entire paycheck to it. Obviously, cover your expenses first, whether it's rent, bills, or anything like that. It's taking a specific portion of your income. Some people do 20%, some people do 10%. I think it varies based upon your expenses.
What would you recommend? Since we're on that topic.
Personally, if you're not starting investing, I would try to do 30% of your income. This obviously varies from case to case.
Yeah, I'd say 20 to 30.
Another thing that's very important with this that I'm going to kind of mention here with step number 2, creating a budget. Knowing where your money is going and knowing what your expenses are. If your fixed expenses are above 50% of your income, you're living beyond your means, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but how does a budget help you, Michael?
How does a budget help you, Josh? I'm so happy you asked. A budget helps you track your money, by definition. This helps you, more importantly, if you get a $400 paycheck, know, okay, 200 of that is going to this, 50 is going to this, 10 is going to this. Well, how much do I have left? I completely forgot the math. I think it's like $40 is remaining. Well, what do I do with that $40? That, the question comes up. Do I spend all 40 of it on a splurge at the mall, or do I perchance save it for, in the case like you mentioned earlier, a refrigerator goes out? Now, sure, $40 isn't going to buy you a refrigerator, but $40 over the course of a couple of months slowly accumulates into something. Now, and so typically with an emergency fund, I like to do 6 months worth of expenses. Obviously, that can grow into be quite an amount of money, but at the same time, you'd rather have too much money saved away than nothing saved, rather than living paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly.
With that, the next step that I would do is it's where our fun begins in investing. And by fun, I mean you open up a retirement fund. This, for reference, I want to make a disclosure. The process I'm explaining is not like this risky, day trading and then options trading and then, the stuff that you see on cryptocurrency and stuff. This is a safer, more conservative approach to it, in that this will be something that'll build and build and build over time, as opposed to just overnight. You risk it all and you could make everything, or you could lose everything. It's
kind of like what people say about, almost everyone knows what a 401k is. Most people do, at least. Mm-hmm. So when we say that, that's kind of what we're talking about. Sort of, right?
Yeah. So if your employer has a 401k program, absolutely participate in that. Especially if they do like an employee match, because let's say they do a 50% employee match. That's free money right there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Never say no to free money. Why? Because it's free money.
He's speaking truths here.
I am. Secondly, what I recommend doing, and I might get some backlash from both of you on this, open up a Roth IRA fund. This can be through Betterment. This can be through Vanguard. I know some 401k companies go through Vanguard. I personally, not sponsored, use Betterment, and I'm considering opening up a Vanguard account as well. But get that going. What is a Roth IRA? To be explained in a future video.
It's a little bit more in depth.
As I say, there's a lot.
Right, we can have a totally different video for that.
Just
I was thinking, I heard there's something better than IRA.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is just kind of how to get started. Yeah, and again, this is all building to being able to help you have a good financial stability going forward in your life, however your situation may vary, because all of what we're talking about here could vary person to person, individual to individual, purely based off of your income and your finances, how it is laid out.
This is a purely case-by-case scenario. Mm-hmm. This is very general. This is very broad. You might not be able to put 30% of your income towards that. You might have higher expenses. you might not be able to, or on the flip side, you might be able to put 80% of your income to investment. In which case, kudos to you, man, or woman. Next, what I would recommend is when we start to tinker with the stock market, we're going to look into what's known as an index fund, typically an S&P 500 or something like that. I would recommend the S&P 500 personally, because that's what I use. And I've seen nothing but positivity, even in light of the recent market crash. S&P.
I think we're still on set to still be pulling in like 8%.
Oh yeah, and that's
something like that.
crazy with the stock market crash that we had.
Which is crazy to think that for every even $1 being invested at the end of the year annually for the past decade. So this year we're gonna see how it ends up this year, but I think we're still on track to being fully recovered even from Corona to be on like an 8% track. But S&P 500 statistically for the past decade has been pulling 8 to 12% annually a year return on investment.
That's crazy.
So I don't know exactly what your particular bank does, but I can almost guarantee that it's not pushing even 3%.
Yeah.
So for every $100 that you have
If
in
it's
there,
even 1%.
I was gonna say it's not even half a percent at this point.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say what my bank is, but mine's pulling 0.075.
0.075.
Mm-hmm.
0.075, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's not even. So what is that? That's 7.
It's like a tenth of a percent.
When you see that 1 cent come in, I was like,
every year.
great.
Yeah, compared to there's some companies out there that have monthly dividend yields
of I don't even know what percent.
Like 3-4%.
Good lord.
So.
What is it? Like the REIT, Realty Income.
Realty Income has a monthly dividend yield, which we will kind of dive into dividends here momentarily, but I don't think we could even spend an entire episode.
Yeah, we could spend an entire series on dividends.
So we're not going to branch out into very specific topics. This is kind of just going to be like how we've been talking about getting started, maybe even share a little bit of our stories real quick. Whenever we're kind of done here, we can kind of go around the table. But all of this is still in an attempt to get you financially stabilized within your own budget so that you don't have to struggle going check to check if you are, or you can get your way out of debt, or you can pay for that particular item you've been wanting for forever. This is so that we're trying to help you build so that you have a stable financial balance, that you can have income consistently coming in, or that is consistently stable so that you're not always panicking when the term money comes into play or finances comes into play. Or whenever you receive a bill, you're not sweating at how much it could or could not be.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's all in attempts of what we've just had a lot of success in, which is going through stocks, real estate, stuff like that. So,
agreed. And this brings us to our final step, the final step of the introduction process, and that is once you have a stable amount of income going towards a retirement fund or Roth IRA, you have a decent amount of money consistently, or a portion of your income consistently going into an index fund. This is when we begin to research and tinker. What do I mean by that? I mean Tesla. I mean Neo. I mean Amazon. I mean Apple.
This is where you lose a lot of people. This is where a lot of people get lost, because you can tell people to open this account all day. You can tell people, put this amount into savings. But when it comes to actually spending even
money on
when it actually comes to spending the actual portion of investing, or even being able to sit down for a little bit and
put it in the Robinhood or something,
exactly, and doing a little bit of research as to what you put your money in, you typically lose a lot of people here.
Which stock do I put it into, which one do I buy, which one do I sell, exactly.
And the idea of, I think what gets a lot of people is the idea that their money could go up is what grabs them, but at the same time, the thing that like a bank won't do is, as long as you're continuously putting it in there, it's not guaranteed to go down. With a stock, it's not guaranteed to go up or down.
Yeah.
Well, I think when people think like stocks, they think like, oh, so you're saying I can get money? They want to see like a growth like this. But that
more short term.
They want to see it more, exactly, more than like a month. It's going to be that, but like years. And obviously,
that's when you get to the compound effect.
Well, yeah, but you obviously like, it's obviously not going to be like immediately, but it's better than it sitting in a bank. Getting that 0.075. That's way better than the 8 to 12% is way better than the 0.075.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to think. But
Let me look at it, because I was talking about a Roth IRA earlier, and obviously this is a ridiculous year in terms of investments for many, many reasons. But so with my Betterment account specifically, which is my Roth IRA account, let me see if I can find the performance on it. I want you guys to take guesses as to how much I've gotten in interest alone this year. And I've
For
only
what, Roth IRA?
for my Roth IRA, and
Amount?
not amount, just percentage wise.
Just a percentage
Yeah.
of interest?
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
So I started investing in May, for reference.
33.
Percent?
You've told me it before. You said it was really high.
33%?
You said it was really high. Yeah.
Wait, hang on. The amount
Interest,
that
like-
it's just gone up, or like the interest rate?
So the interest that I've
The rate or the amount?
The rate of return.
Okay,
In
so-
terms of a percentage.
So
Oh, every time. Okay, I thought you meant like how much you've gotten back since you put. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That'd
okay.
be
rate
ridiculous.
of return, since you've got...
It's still high though.
Percentage wise.
Is it near 10?
For reference, the New York Stock Exchange typically pulls, 8% annually?
8 to 12.
8 to 12% annually. Guesses.
10.
10?
I'm putting it right in the middle.
I'm thinking it's probably like 16.
So,
I was gonna guess 15. But
it's divided into simple earning percent as well as internal rate of return. In terms of simple earning percent, 13.11%. In terms of internal rate, 17.73% return.
And you didn't even start that a year ago.
Nope. And in terms of this is all a retirement fund for reference. Overall,
When did you start that?
May.
In May.
In May, I started.
May of 2019.
In total, I've
Okay,
earned
so it's been
So
it's
5
been over
months?
a year. No?
oh, from next
Wait, May
year.
of this year? Or
May of this year.
So
May
5
of this
months.
year.
Yeah, 5 months,
In
right?
5 months, you've made a 13% return.
In terms of actual money amounts, I've only put $3,500 into this account. Okay, I've made $468 just letting it sit there.
That's pretty good
That's a pretty good... That's someone's full-time paycheck.
for not
For a
doing
week.
anything.
Yeah, for
So-
1 to 2 weeks.
And thus the compound effect. So, if you want results, there are results right there. That was started in May. We are in October, May, June, April, May, June, July, August, September, October.
Yeah.
That's how the calendar year works, right? Yeah. So 6 months,
Yeah.
I've made $500 for doing nothing.
And I think a good point right there that can lead into what we're talking about a little bit as well is that is occurring while you were working and getting money. So you're making your money work for you. So you have 2 streams of income at that point,
Right.
which is a lot of what investing that we have done specifically is. It's in terms of making our money work for us so that we don't have to go actually waste our time to get coin. We're not trading our time for money. We're trading money for what would hopefully even be bigger money.
Yeah, exactly.
coming in
Small
while we're
paycheck,
continuing
big
to work. While we're continuing to work, so you can go out and still work your day job. You can work whatever you're working from home. You can sell your lemonade. You can go and sell stuff on eBay. At the same time, you're earning another stream of income while you're doing that. So you're pretty much. I don't want to say you're doubling your income, but you're doubling the streams of income coming in, which is more than just that person that's working, clocking in and clocking out time to time is.
I guess that kind of brings into another point. Like, the end goal, I mean, you obviously want to make money, but the end goal is, like you said, retirement, right?
Yes.
So this, when you want to kind of retire, I've heard for people our age, in our lower 20s, the new retirement age is going to be like 85.
Good God.
Which is ridiculous. I heard something about that too.
Because it was 65. I think now it's set like 70.
Well, I heard
Something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's like
I also
72
heard
or
that
something.
Social Security is slowly just going away, and there might get to a point where there's just none.
Well, I mean, did you know when it was Bacham? He had told us this. Yeah, I think like in a class that we were in together. You know when it was supposed to run out?
I don't want to know.
It's already supposed to have run out by now.
Ah.
I think when he told us was the beginning of this year, and it was like 2 months from the beginning of the year.
And the retirement age is not
So
something that's actually in relation to you having to be that age to retire. That's just the average age that it takes someone to have enough finances to tell themselves that they can retire. Because you can retire whenever you're comfortable, as long as you have enough finances to feed you for the rest of your life. So you can be 20, but if you are living on $1 million a year and that's coming in, and you live comfortably enough where that's going to cover your house, your groceries, everything coming in for the rest of your life, you can retire. So the age of 80 to 85 being the retirement age of the average person, which is crazy to think that some people unfortunately won't make it that long.
Well, I
They
think
will
the
just
average-
consistently
what is
work
it?
their entire life.
the average lifespan is lower than that.
Which is crazy to think that you hit a certain age and then you will just be working for the rest of your life, potentially.
I mean, some people like working, but I mean, you don't want to work for your entire life. I mean, that's kind of you hope to retire. Everyone, once they start working, you're like, I can't wait to retire.
In the United States, the average life expectancy is 78.5 years. Yeah.
So, I understand it's going to keep growing. But
However, for our neighbors to the north, it's 82.25 years.
Wow, they're obviously doing something right, dude.
It's
You're
all the
doing
maple
something
syrup.
right out there. What do you mean,
that's
veggies?
syrup. Yeah, that's
Dude,
syrup.
that's syrup in effect. That's that syrup in effect.
That syrup and that cold.
Yeah, cold
God.
party.
Yeah, they eat stuff that comes out of the floor. I don't do that.
Out of the trees.
Now, obviously, this was a very, very crash course, moment on how to begin in investing and things like that. So there's obviously a lot that we could talk about in terms of each and every single one of these steps.
Which we might do.
Which we might do eventually.
We can have an entire podcast on just dividends. We can have an entire podcast on just Roth IRAs.
Mm-hmm.
If that's
what you guys
I was going
want.
to say, if that's some content that you guys would like, and we can tackle that more in depth, and even maybe have some animations and stuff up on screen to be a little bit more display affection for you guys.
We'll get a little whiteboard.
We could, if that would help. We could definitely get a whiteboard. I know that helps me.
Yeah. But with that, John, thank you so much for the question. It's been an awesome discussion in terms of that. We're going to go ahead and move out of that discussion and into the next segment of our podcast, which is going to be, let me pull it up, pop. Where did we go from here?
The best part.
It's the best part. Let's do
That
it.
is highly debatable.
Yes, let's go.
I don't know why I said that. Why did I say that?
Yeah, I didn't
I don't know. I debated it. I tried to say it sarcastically. I don't think I said it sarcastic enough.
No, it came off as purely genuine. And Gunnar, I appreciate the fact that this is now your favorite part of the podcast.
Something above me that
Give
says
me that
sarcastic
back.
comment.
Give me that back.
I look so.
What's your name?
I look so. What do you call it? I look so autumn-like.
Autumn, like, that's what I said. I said the color looks good on you. I think it looks
That's
like
just the hair
your
well.
color.
It honestly does.
My blue
Matches the hair
eyes.
color he's wearing his hair. Like, you know when SpongeBob makes
We're going to end this converation real quick.
when he makes
Yeah, it's
a-
like the camera's just
he
slowly
makes-
getting
slowly
closer to me.
What's this sweater made out of? He's like, eyelashes. And he's like, feel like this one? I made it with my tears. It's like a sweater. When Squidward
Gosh.
doesn't like the eyelash sweater.
Okay,
Lads. So, continuing where we were last time, got a big event coming up, Halloween.
Spoopy season.
Spoopy season indeed. With that, I'm going to skip the intro I gave it last time. Here's some good Halloween jokes for you. Gunnar.
I'm just glad he asked you. And he just bypasses. That's because you're sitting in front of him.
So, let me ask you, where does a ghost go on vacation,
Where
Gunnar?
does a ghost go on vacation, Gunnar? Gunnar, where does a ghost go on
Spooky Island.
Spooky Island.
The thing from Scooby-Doo.
That's actually a good response. But no, Malibu.
Those are nice. I like them.
Okay. So
Malibu.
what does a panda ghost eat?
Is it bamboo?
He got
Oh,
it!
he's all
I was trying to think of what they ate. I was like, they only eat one thing. I just couldn't think of what it was. Dang
You're
it.
like the green stuff.
Yeah,
the
the
green.
those stick things that come out of the ground.
Eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
That's a koala bear.
I just heard a noise. That was
See, that
spooky.
scared me. There's no one in this office
there-
right
yeah.
now.
It's
That's
almost
what's
midnight.
I was gonna say it is 11:57
Spoopy
p.m. and
season.
we're recording.
Spoofy
broker.
season.
Broker Mike.
Is Broker Mike showing up?
Just come to look, see what we're doing.
Gosh, that would scare the crap out of me.
Final joke for you, Mr. Davis. Why do they put fences around graveyards?
Keep the skeletons in. I don't know.
Because people are dying to get in.
Oh, that was good.
That hurts.
I like that.
That's a dark one. That has a little darkness in it.
That's kind of dark, but it's...
Must be dead to enter is what the sign says.
Good lord.
Oof. That's a big oof.
So, like I said in the last podcast, if you use any of those jokes at our Trunk or Treat event that is being hosted by your Trident Trio, October 31st,
You get more candy.
you will get more candy.
Not from me, but from Mike.
From me specifically, yes. I'm the only one that'll consider giving you more candy. Those of you that are looking for something fun to do on October 31st, feel free to join us, your Trident Trio and friends, out at 628 Weeping Willow Drive in St. Charles, Missouri. That's zip code 63303. Feel free to come check us out. We'll enjoy. We're going to have a fun time. There's going to be
Oh, yes.
music, people, candy, of course.
Pumpkins.
Singing animatronic pumpkins.
And, of course, your Trident trio. So, make sure to follow us on Facebook as well as our other platforms to keep in touch and up to date with all the information that we post about the events as well as new listings at the office.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be.
It's going to be an absolute blast. I'm super excited for it.
We're setting some things up today, kind of looking how it would fit, but it's
going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool.
Had our chalk on the floor, marking where everything's going to be.
Quite literally blueprinting everything out. It looks like a crime scene, like, whenever they draw out the bodies and stuff.
That's pretty much what we did.
With our cars.
From what I'm aware of, actually, I just kind of got word of this today. This is going to be like one of the only trunk or treats in St. Charles County as well.
Yeah, I only said there was going to be like 3 that I've seen.
Yeah.
Because I looked up to see if we could get involved with other ones, but I think hosting our own would be a good chance to get in touch with you all. So
I agree. Social distancing, of course, and all those protocols will be in effect as well.
It's going to be a safe environment. It's going to be a safe environment, but it's also going to be fun as well.
Safe and fun.
Because we still want you to be able to celebrate Halloween this year, but we know it's going to be a little bit tricky. So we would love to be your outing in terms of celebration.
Yeah.
Celebration.
In terms of events,
Your
though,
spookiness.
when's this being posted? Monday or Tuesday?
This can be posted Monday.
Posted Monday? All right.
So thank you for joining us this Monday morning.
So whispered into his...
Yeah. So for those of you watching this on Tuesday, you're a day behind. But
make them feel bad. You're a day behind.
In terms of events, big event that just happened that's going to be happening, well, for us 2 days in the future, for you all, 1 day in the past, the St. Louis Renaissance Festival. For those of you that were able to join us, thank you so much. It was an absolute blast. I know I had a bunch of fun doing that thing that I'm going to do. There's jousting, axing. This is weird. This is like a temporal paradox right now.
I don't know what we're talking about, so you guys are as confused as I am.
Breaking the fourth wall with a third one.
But yeah, for those of you that were able to make it, we do appreciate you coming out and joining us. This week's episode is brought to you by our new pens that had just come in. And I've reached in my pocket. There wasn't one there, but there is because it's right here.
Really? You take pens all the time. You don't have one of our pens on you?
Okay, listen here.
Wow.
Yeah, he has my pen in his jacket right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's in his jacket right now.
But yeah,
You've already seen
super fun time.
I have not.
Next big event, of course, is going to be the Trunk or Treat. Make sure you come out and visit us. And in terms of that, I mean, we talk about events and fun things that happen. I think we all know the captain of this ship whenever it comes to fun daily things, Mr. Davis.
All right. Cool, sweet. So... I know we're kind of running low on time, so I'm just going to get a couple things out real quick. So, while we were talking about stocks, I was trying to think of another book from...
Nerd.
Because there's a... But you're a nerd. You read Harry Potter, I don't want to hear it. But, I just can't read it. Shush. But I was trying to... So, today's book's going to be... I got 12 Pillars by John and Chris. They have... I'm sorry, their names. I got Jim Ron and Chris... It starts with a W. Once you see the book, you'll see it. But I think we've all Josh, have you read 12 Pillars? I know Josh. Mike has.
I touched on it. I think I got into 12 Pillars before 7 Levels of Communication. That kind of butted it out, unfortunately.
Well,
so I'll have to go back and read it. That's a shame. That's a shame on me.
It was a good book, and I think it kind of gives those. It has 12. It's the 12 pillars that kind of gets, as we're trying to tell you guys, to get into a good rhythm and like be financially, I forget the word. Stable. This kind of gets you in that mindset, and it's a quick read, just like we were talking about 7 Levels of Communication, like 100 pages.
That's it was
pretty swift.
So really quick,
definitely
good read. Yes, and it's a cool name, 12 Pillars, and you get taught by Mr. Davis. It's not me, but you can think it's me. But let's get into some fun things. I know you guys aren't super excited about the books, but today we're going to our holidays, our national holidays.
Like you said last week, today was National Boss Day. So, Broker Mike, thank you
yesterday
again.
was.
Yes.
Yeah, we officially went over the midnight.
3 minutes ago.
Today,
We went over the midnight
last previous Friday was National Boss Day, and it was a pretty good time. So if you're watching this, Broker Mike, we think highly of you. Great boss.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Great boss. But so today is technically Monday. So
weird.
Wait, am I going on? Yeah, so today, please take this a good way. So it's going to be National Elevate Your Life Day. Hopefully that's...
Why did you have to say it like that?
I don't know how else to say it. What does it say on here?
Elevate your life by following our steps.
Oh my gosh, this doesn't make it any better.
possibility.
Take some time to think about your life. Are you on the right path to reach your goals? I still don't think that sounds the best.
That really sounds like something you'd think about when you're crying in the shower.
This is a good podcast though to touch that, because if you're
If you're looking to change, at least financial wise, I mean,
if you're looking to better your life through the use of good and positive habits, you can start by simply reading something such as the 12 Pillars that could kind of change your mindset, because mindset is an amazingly powerful tool.
Well, I was talking to someone the other day, and she was asking me for like kind of advice, or because she wanted to make something better of herself, but she's like, I don't, what do I need for that? Very glossing over the conversation. And I thought to myself, I think if there were 3 things I needed, it was definition, association, and motivation. Definition: define what you want. Make it, I think in 12 Pillars they touch on it. Write out 100 goals that you have, and just whether they're short term, something you can achieve within the next 5 years, or long term, like 20 years down the line. Write it out.
Make them seriously
embedded in your mind.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, make them ambitious goals. If you want to make, I think is it Elon Musk that says
God.
That I think he has a famous quote. I have to look it up, but he has like a famous quote of saying like, if you want to earn, or if you want to do like 40 years of work, sit down and struggle. It's like sit down and struggle for, do 40 years of work in 10 years, and even if you don't make it, you'll still be a heck of a lot farther than those who just said do 10 years of work in 10 years.
Yeah.
Or like, do 40 years of work in 40 years. If you try to do 40 years of work in 10 years and you get there and you've only done 20 years of work, well, you've done 20 years of work in 10. So it's like, if you create super ambitious goals and you stick to them as closely as possible, even if you don't get them or hit them directly, I'm sure you're going to be a heck of a lot closer than you think that you're going to be by the end of the goal proceeding.
Or than the person, you're going to be closer than the person next to you who didn't
write them down or even attempt.
So part 2, association. Who do you surround yourself with? Successful people or drinking buddies? And I'm not downing going out, once a month or something like that and having fun. Personal time is by far it is just as important as the time that you spend busy.
If not more.
If not more. I 100% agree. However, if you only surround yourself with people that don't pull you up,
or wet blankets that are negative,
you're just going to be like that. You're just going to end up like it.
You'd be surprised the effect that people you surround yourself with have on you and your success.
Right.
So seriously, take it to heart. And I'm not saying break 10-year-long friendships. Absolutely, still be a decent person towards them. But at the same time, make sure you're connecting with people that are going to help bring you up as well. And the last but certainly not least, motivation. We've had this question how many times? What's your why? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to achieve those goals that we defined in part 1 here? So, and having that idea and consistently in place, whether it's something you have posted on your mirror that you see every morning as you're brushing your teeth. Make sure you brush your teeth on a daily basis as well. Or maybe you have it on the window of your car as you're about to drive to go vote, or something like that. Go vote, by the way. Or anything like that.
Did you see his face when you said brush your teeth every day?
Yeah, it was like
you went.
Did you brush your teeth today, Mr.
Yes.
Killian? Okay.
No, you didn't. It's 12:07.
I did. I started using.
Shut up, Gunnar.
I started using 3D wet strips.
It's 12:07.
He's actually brushed his teeth while we're recording the podcast.
well,
But anyway,
This is why we can't let this man be in charge of like the days, because
this conversation got way far. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say we got way off track. Continue.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, I didn't want this to be.
Well, it was a good conversation. I was just like, we got through one. Hopefully, we can get through the other.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You talked about the assess your life.
The first
day.
one took.
No.
Are we good? Are we good to move on?
Well, you talked about the assess your life day, and I didn't want
that was a good evaluate your life though. Evaluate your life day. That was a good one to have.
That's a good week, or a good day to start under the week.
Exactly.
Right,
so to keep in the festive nature, on Wednesday this week is National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day.
There you go.
Of course, we love food in this office, so we gotta have some kind of
cheesecake.
Yeah, pumpkin cheesecake.
Not a fan of either, so combining the two is
sure. 2 negatives equal positive, so
gotta try something.
That is true.
Gotta try something you don't like.
Yeah.
Ooh, this next one I'm kind of interested in, and the only reason I just like the description. So it's International Caps Lock Day. Let me read it. Today you can drive people crazy by screaming at them all over the internet in
I do that
capitalized
regardless.
letters.
Yeah, I know you do, and it takes me
Yeah.
off.
You guys
Let's
make fun of me
go.
for capitalizing stuff when I write it. When I capitalize my great on like letters and stuff.
Well, it looks...
What?
That looks great.
I'm so proud of them.
Looks great.
I've gotten a pun from both of them in this podcast, and we have it on camera.
Would that really be a pun?
Yeah, it was great.
I'm just saying the word.
I'm so happy.
All right, well, let's keep going before we get off track. I have one more,
freaking
and this one is
midnight.
a good one, I think. It's for Saturday, so people are either off work or not in school. It's Make a Difference Day this Saturday.
Aw.
National Day of Doing Something Good.
There
So
you
we
go.
will be out doing
Make a difference in
something
somebody's life. Yeah.
good. So try to find something good. It's Monday. You have all week to figure out what you're doing. So that's a great day to end the
Spread
week
positivity.
on.
Boost somebody or something. Like leave. I mean, don't tell them to pass it on with COVID and everything. But do a little, leave a little goodie bag and ding dong ditch them, but leave a little positive note.
A
or
little
something.
boo.
Yeah, a little boo.
I didn't know
You've been
about that.
booed.
You guys said about it.
It's pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
did.
Have you been booed? Obviously not.
I was booed like once when I was a kid, and like it was. No, I was booed as a kid all the
I
time.
only ding dong
That's
ditched.
something.
I never left anything. I never left
I
my
ding dong
trash.
ditched once and I face planted. I got caught. I rolled this guy's yard. You know how Mike's yard is. I rolled. I was like a Pillsbury Doughboy. I remember ding dong ditching, and his house had like a 6-inch slab. That I remember. I have to ding dong, and then I have to jump off of this slab.
Ding dong.
I have to jump off of
It's
this
down to a
slab.
science.
So what did I do? I ding dong. My mind went white, full of adrenaline. I was like, I am one of the coolest kids on the block. Did a 180 and
Yes.
His
right
face
onto
instantly
the.
changed right when his face.
I fell, and then I tried to attempt to get up, and the angle that I fell at, I started rolling, and the momentum of my like
Body.
7th
Sounds like
grade
saying
body
the whole labyrinth
started just
stage.
collapsing down this thing. So I remember he opened the door, and I remember wearing green specifically in case I fell, and so I just spread out so that I would.
He can't
look,
see me.
So in the grass, but when the way he opened his door, the light just shined right all on the yard, and so I looked like I was dead out in the middle of the grass. And so he started running out there. I got up and ran. I went home. I ding dong ditched it once. I will never do it again.
That sounds like something that you'd have like a whole like opera elaborate stage over.
Like Shia LaBeouf.
Not what I was going for, but
He's
works.
prone in the yard.
Shia LaBeouf.
But yeah, so
Your leg
Those
is
are-
kind of bear trap.
So don't do that, but do something
yeah,
positive.
do something
That's
good.
a
And those
that's
are
a
some
day
good
to
holidays,
enjoy.
I think. Evaluate your life and then make a difference.
This is a good week. You have some good weeks, Gunnar. I enjoy that you.
And you can always
about this. This
you
is
can
good.
always see them on our Facebook page.
Always.
I try to post it, and then I try to post occasionally on our Trident Trio page as well. Usually, I'll probably do these 4 throughout the week, just to kind of, since we said something about it. But yeah, if you guys know a holiday you guys would like us to do, guys, you can keep.
You were
it
that too,
I-
right?
I heard it too.
That sounds
I don't,
like
it
someone
sounds
like-
like there's a ghost in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, just check out, follow our Facebook, follow our
That's
Instagram,
spooky.
follow all our social medias, because we keep them up to date. So
Full disclosure, all the stuff that's happening isn't staged. I want to make that very clear.
Yeah, no,
We're
it's-
actually slightly worried right now.
It's 12:11 a.m. on the 17th that we are recording this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay.
My
Insert jump
car's
scare
over
here.
there too.
Oh my god.
So is yours.
But
Um,
I like the week that we have coming up.
So
It's
do
gonna be a
I.
good week.
Yeah, it is. Always. What do I say every week? New week, new opportunity.
There you
That's
go,
what I
man.
say. So
Week of
Boom.
opportunity.
Gunnar.Davis. When did you start saying that? 2019, whatever. I don't
2020.
know. Okay, there you go.
Perfect year, right?
But let us know if going forward you want us to kind of break down specific parts of the stock market, because we would love to jump in and share some of our experiences that have worked. So, maybe you can duplicate them within your own way, within your own financial reasons. Or if you want us to dive into specific subjects as well, such as just maybe dividends, maybe just what yields are, maybe a specific company even, we can kind of take a look at, or Roth IRA,
Yeah.
stuff like that, so you can have a little bit more of a baseline information.
Yeah.
I think would be a good idea. So we're, of course, always going to be looking out for you in terms of finances, real estate, business, just so that you have that knowledge more so than you would have picking it up off of, the street or in a classroom that maybe isn't going to be educating you.
Yeah, they don't really teach it in school.
You know,
So-
which is unfortunate because
Yeah.
good habits can go a long way.
So if you or someone you know is in high school or something like that, and they're starting, they've just gotten their first job and they're starting to, establish a foundation for habits, make sure to share them, share this video with them, or
just ask us a question. We're always willing to get back
to
to
help
you.
with your lifestyle as much as possible.
So as we, kind of die down and wrap things up for this episode, I want to give a quick once-over once again. Start investing. Step 1, get a job or source of income. Step 2, create that emergency fund. Step 3, open up a Roth IRA or retirement fund. Step 4, start investing in index funds for long-term yields. And step 5, research and tinker.
Great, and I think, what was the first one? Shoot again?
Get a job.
Okay, well, go to the second one.
Create an emergency fund.
All right, well, that's not exactly what I was hoping, but at least get your financial situation
Under
check.
control.
Under control.
Create a budget as well.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of part of step 2 as well.
Make sure you're not just right when you get it, spend everything. And we know hard times, it can get you, but you just either...
That's why we build this up.
You back it down to get more later.
A simple game plan, even on a post-it note, is more so than someone that's just going off of looking at their checking account after they've spent money on something.
Mm-hmm. Always limit yourself. Always try to get everything, I guess, planned out. I guess some things won't be planned out, but just do it for yourself, for the future you. So just because the present you feels good doesn't mean it'll be good for your future.
Your future you
so.
is more important and will thank you a lot later.
Exactly. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But
thank you for joining us today, though.
It's been fun. Make sure you start planning for October 31st to visit us at our trunk or treat. Again, the address is 628 Weeping Willow Drive in St. Charles, Missouri, zip code 63303. Do you guys have any final closing remarks beyond that?
Excited to see you all that come and join us, and just let us know if you have any questions, or if you guys want us to see us do and have any other conversations like Josh was saying earlier. But other than that, I have nothing.
Thank you for joining us.
Great, thank you guys.
It's been Michael Murphy.
See you next time.
See you guys
next time.